Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is the Narcissistic Resistance, and this resistance video is sponsored by contribution from Anonymous, and here's her story. Hi, Ollie. It's your friend Anonymous Nola again. You are the official Narcinator, and I am constantly impressed at the aha moments I've been having since visiting your channel. I have viewed the videos about your brother Precious. I have made a donation to see if maybe you can help me uncover some names that would fit my siblings. I wrote to you before on the video, Narcissists Like to See You Fail, and I hope we can pick up where we left off. I plan on continuing supporting your channel as I feel like you have an insight on these clowns that no one else would understand if they had not lived it. I hope you can make a video about this one as well, and maybe share if you experience physical altercations with Precious. Oh my God. Oh Lord. I've talked about this with me and him when we were kids. I'll get into it. The last time we spoke, I told you a summary of my little house of horror, but I would like to share No, I'm Lying. The last time we spoke, I told you a summary of my little house of horror, but I would like to share No, I'm Lying. I want to tell you what these monsters did to me in a bit more detail, and maybe you could confirm my inner suspicion that this was planned for my destruction. Here we go. You know I'm from New Orleans, and my mom is the narc. Dad was the alcoholic and absentee my entire life, leaving me and my 4 cluster B sisters alone to fend for ourselves. I don't even know where to start, so if I ramble, please forgive me. In addition to the torment I experienced at the hands of my mom, my sisters picked up her slack when she wasn't around. Since I was the one with the longest, thickest hair, and also the youngest child from my parents, Mom would comb out our hair in that specific order. She would always save me for last because she said I made her back hurt because I didn't keep skill and was tender-headed. Ollie, I had so much more hair than all my siblings put together, still do, and my hair is so thick that it was a burden for her. When she would get to me, I would have to sit down on the floor between her knees while she pulled and tugged on my hair to get it the way she wanted. My mother used to do the same thing to me because I have very thick, kinky hair. And she used to sit there with that match brush and just rip through my goddamn hair. Oh, God. Like, tease it out into this giant afro. It hurt me so bad, it was like a reality show to my sisters, and they began gathering for their entertainment. I would begin vomiting and snotting and screaming for Jesus, my absentee daddy, or even the mailman if I thought it would make her stop. She would say, I don't know what the fuck you're hollering for him. He don't give a fuck about you. Got that shit color and that shit hair, just like you paw people. She would use the same tools to comb my hair that she used for my sister's hair, and it was pulling my hair out from the roots. The comb was too small for my mane. Instead of understanding that fact, she told everyone who would listen how tender-headed I was. I would beg my sisters to hold my hand as young as I was. I felt in my soul that she knew what she was doing and enjoyed it. Of course she did. My scalp would be red as a strawberry. It got so bad that my nanny would barge into the house and snatch me from between her knees. She would pay to send me to the hairdresser and let them do my hair. It never hurt when they did it. But she had 3 generations of believing that I was this weak, tender-headed child that just didn't like my hair combed. No, I didn't like being whacked in the head with a comb every few seconds because I couldn't keep still. I can't tell you how many times I wanted to turn around and punch her in the face because I knew she was hurting me on purpose. But who would believe me? I suffered through this until I was about 13 years old. And this should answer this is a very common story with black women and their mothers. And It's a big part of the reason why so many black women hate their own hair. Put wigs on, put weave on, do all this stuff because their own mothers have trained them to hate their own hair, to hate their own skin. It's this hatred, this cruelness of these mothers that they do this to these young black girls. When it comes to my sisters, as long as I can remember, they would always hit me. I would never hit them back because I felt like God would punish me if I hit my sisters. Additionally, when I would tell Mom, she would say, "You still letting your sisters bother you that much? When are you going to grow up?" In the rare situation I would hit them back, I was scared to death because if I hit them back and they told her, she would smack me. It was their form of entertainment, and it sickened me. My brother used to play the same fucking games. My brother's 6 years younger than me. Okay? But I would say from the time he was 6, we weighed the same. By 7, 8, he weighed more than me. The fat little turd. The fat little crybaby turd that he is. So he would start, and then he'd start hitting. And you couldn't hit Precious back because then he'd start screaming. And then the animal, my mother, would come in and just fuck me up. Just beat me. He'd sit there, laugh, and he'd sit there and look like he had this thing where he'd rub his chin, this fucking pointy chin he has that if I want to... He's the one that can't get near me. He's the one, my father probably, but him, and he knows it. He knows it if we're ever in the same... It's on like Donkey Kong. He knows it. And he knows why, because of shit like what you're talking about. My sisters were always fighters. They were either fighting the neighborhood kids or trying to fight me. They were like hyenas on the Lion King when it came down to me. And these are young black girls fighting. Where do they learn? Where did they pick up this behavior? Not from a man, not from your dad. From the same places that most violence in the black community generates from. The black mother. That's where it comes from. That's where it comes from. That's where most violence is generated from in the black community. The black mother emboldened by that white liberal. Like, you can be mad at white people, but be mad at the right ones. Be mad at the ones who have enabled this bullshit. Who have told this mother that she is a queen no matter what she does, and beyond criticism and beyond reproach, when this is what happens in so many black homes to their black daughters, where they turn them out to be vicious and violent and looking to fight any other female that gets in their way. You're just the bottom of the food chain. You're the runt of the pit bull litter, basically. I just chalked it up to my siblings disagreeing. I was wrong. When there would be family fights in the hood. Family fights in the hood. This isn't normal behavior. It would be our family versus someone else's family. This is how you end up now. And I hate to bring more this is how you end up with 70 people getting shot over a weekend in places like Chicago and Baltimore. This all generated by the mother emboldened by the white liberal. This is where it all comes from. Families fighting in the hood. Like, oh, just family fights in the hood. No! No, that don't happen in the suburbs. Someone was always jealous of one of my sisters, and we always had to fight. Mom would relish it. I mean, this is all it is. It's these women, these girls looking for meaning, and they're fighting, and they're fighting, and they're fighting. And it's your mother. It all stems from your mother. And the people they're fighting, it stems from their mothers. Mom would relish it. I would always wonder why we had to be in the middle of the street like wild animals, fighting with everyone. Because I took offense to this behavior, I was labeled as scary and the one who sold a wolf ticket. Right. Or whatever else they wanted to call you. Probably accused of acting white. Selling out your own right? Right? Because this is how it happens. This is why there's silence in the community. This is why, because within your own family, you're kept in line. That was my mom's favorite thing to say. She spread those lies to 3 generations, and even my nieces would tell me all the stories that my sisters told them about me, and they believe it. I never mind fighting and if it's necessary, but I was a gentle, girly girl and wanted to learn how to be dainty and ladylike. Mom hated that. So here comes the labels or nicknames she slapped everyone with. We had surrogate mom, big sister, golden child nerd twin, Wild Bill runner twin, Miss Prisky, she was always trying to say prissy, me, and golden child fat bitch baby sister. When my baby sister would get angry, she would call me a long-haired dog. That was a way of cursing at me without getting in trouble from my mom. I would gaze out the window at 13 years old and cry and pull my hair out while talking to myself. I did not know the behavior I was exhibiting was actually a defense mechanism trying to soothe myself because of depression. I would tell myself it won't always be like this. One day you're going to get out of here and never come back. You're going to be all right. Just hold on. Baby sister would get scared and call my mom to come and check on me. Mom would walk past me and say, that bitch is crazy, just like her daddy's sister. I'm going to bring her ass to Charity Hospital on the 3rd floor and let them keep her up there with all them crazy ass people if she keep it up. This is not uncommon language from the black mother. It's just this cruelty they have towards their own children. Again, this is how you get 70 people shot in a weekend in one city. This is how you get 70 black people shot in a weekend. This is where it all stems from. Mothers like yours. Mothers like yours. And that was it. She would get on the phone with all her friends and tell them that I was having a nervous breakdown. I wasn't having a breakdown. Ollie, my body was responding to my abuse. Baby sister had once lost 100 pounds while she was away for the summer as a teen. When she came back home, Mom said, oh no, this bitch then went and lost all that weight. I gotta fatten her up so that no man will want her. It took about 6 months, and she had gained it all back, plus some abuse. So, I mean, it just proves if you get away from the cancer, the narcissist, the toxicity, you can go back and you can live a normal life. Your mother wanted to destroy all of you. That bitch. That's how black mothers talk to their daughters. That's why you have what we have now. This is it. families fighting she's out there, they're having family brawls in the middle of the goddamn hood, and then in the same breath has the nerve to say this bitch crazy talking about you. I mean, this is where the problems come. You can see why the problems are what they are in the black community. This is why I have so many black women with this same story over and over and over again. It wasn't just me, but my golden child sister, who was a twin, would bite her nails down to the nub. Mom would say, that bitch nerves bad, that's all. It was such a house of horrors, and I vow to no longer be silent by society or my toxic family any longer. I'm going to tell my truth. Now, this same sister has the tendency to display the same personality traits as my mom. She brags about boys buying her shoes when we were teens, but these shoes belong to surrogate mom, who had left all of her things home because she joined the Air Force. No boy ever bought her anything, and we all knew that because we were all there, and she still created the lie that boys bought her those things because your mother taught her that her only value is through her vagina. So even when she's not with boys, she has to prove her vagina is valuable by saying, look at what boys bought me just because of my vagina. It's sad. It's terrible. And you can see where the anger and the hostility comes from in these women, in these girls. Because eventually she is going to find somebody who's going to knock her up, and then she's going to become a mother, and then the pattern fucking continues over and over and over again. This is why you have now generations in these cities, in these urban areas that are destroyed because of what the black mother has done, because they have listened to that white liberal, because they have been enabled by this white liberal. They were never hers. While surrogate mom was away, golden child twin began relations with all of her ex-boyfriends. Can you believe that? Yes. 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 Of course I can believe it. Your mother has trained you girls to all hate yourselves and hate each other, and to only value your vagina. And what better value of your vagina if you're competing with your own sisters, okay, than to steal your sister's boyfriends? Jesus. She sought out all her sister's ex-boyfriends. It was like single white female, but the black people version. Some scary stuff. At this time, I was getting older and beginning to see how they had all been taking advantage of me for not wanting to fight them back. I got sick of it. I was about 17 and a half when Runner Twin came home with her new sister-in-law. She had gotten married early too and was just relishing in the fact that she didn't have to live at home anymore. Well, her sister-in-law saw me. You guessed it. I became her target. She was a big girl with a very short afro, and she made it painfully clear she could not stand me. She would call me names too, and my sister did nothing, because this sister-in-law came from the same type of mother who made her fat, made her hate herself, made her hate her own hair, and it's competition, destroy. One day she kept calling me a Barbie bitch in my own house. I was extremely hormonal, but had been told that she had a brain tumor, and if she got hit in the head the wrong way, it would kill her. Bullshit. So I just tried to ignore her as much as I could. I was sitting on the bed talking on my phone to my then boyfriend when she and my sister came into the hallway. Out of the blue, she tells my sister to hit me. This is, your sister's married. It never ends. It never ends with these women. It never ends. It's a seek, search, and destroy mission. Who can I fight? Who can I fight? Who can I fight? Who can I shoot? That's what it's become. And now every one of these girls, it has the same mother as you. I promise you that. You all have the same story. My sister, Ollie, she gave her a brand new bottle of conditioner and told me to hit me with it. My sister picked up the bottle and pitched it at my face as hard as she could. Ollie, I snapped. Now, my sister had been to jail several times for stabbing people in the head with a box cutter at my mom's command. Oh, again, this is how 70 people get shot in a weekend. When you ask, how does it happen? This is where they come from. This is how it happens. And when you have a whole community that were raised like this, is it any reason why you have the carnage we're having in 2018? None of that fazed me at this point. I don't know where my strength came from, but I jumped off the bed and tackled my sister. Her sister-in-law stood by and instigated as much as she could. When I came to, I had my sister's head in my arms and was ramming her head into the closet walls. I was shaking so bad I was like the Hulk. My baby sister called my mom and she told them to leave. I hated it, Ollie. I never wanted to fight my sister. I loved her. I loved them all. They just never loved me back. I hated myself for fighting because I didn't want to be like them, but I had to survive. They don't know how to love. You're the only person in your family that knows how to, when you're the only person that knows what love is and knows how to love, they don't even understand what love is. They're just full of anger and rage because of your mother, as was your sister-in-law, as were these girls you were fighting in the street. They're carbon copies created by the white liberal. Your father was absentee but still in the house. I guarantee most of these people you were fighting had no father around. A week later, Golden Child Twin had come home from college for the weekend. Here we go again. I was sitting on the sofa minding my business and she felt the need to pick with me. Mom trained them well. I was in pain because I was prepping for my cycle, and since Mom wasn't home, she took the initiative to order me around. She demanded that I get up and clean the bathroom now. Here comes the Hulk again. I said, I don't feel good. Give me a minute. She was like, do it now. And I walked up to me and smacked me right in my face. Ollie, I snapped again. It wasn't pretty by any means, and I unloaded on her. Hit back for every sneak punch, every setup, every lie, everything they had ever done to me. See, and this is where I never had my snap moment on Precious. But he knows it's coming. He knows it's coming. I lost my mind on her. And when I was done, she was battered in a confused mess. She didn't expect any of that from me. Baby sister told Mom when she came home. Do you know what she said? She said, that girl getting tired of y'all picking on her. That's why she went Mike Tyson on y'all. She laughed and then walked off into her room. Right. Your mother wants to fight. She don't care who it is. Your mother knew. Your mother was hoping that eventually they were going to corner you and you would snap. She just wants you all fighting. She just likes the violence and the carnage. And your girls. Imagine when it's sons. See, when it's sons, it's shooting. When it's girls, it's this. That let me know that she was fully aware of the things they had been doing to me. She did nothing. Way to parent, miss. I want my children to be close. Shaking my head. I married my husband a week later and couldn't be happier to have been 18 and out of there. When I married my hubby, mom's response was epic. She didn't say congratulations, but she said, "This bitch then went and got married. They cut my food stamps. They gonna cut my food stamps." I'm gonna be called a racist on this video. I understand this is a black woman writing into me. You're just food stamp credit and entertainment. You're not alone. This is a typical response. This is the typical response. This is why you have the violence you do. This is why black women hate themselves. And this is why you have so much shooting in the black community. This. Mom called all her friends and they began to place bets on how long we would stay married. She didn't believe it until I packed what little I had into a bag. My husband looked at the bag and said, "That's it? Leave it. I will buy it all over again." I looked at her and said, "Even if this doesn't work out, I will never live with you again." She looked at me and told me that her crackhead boyfriend told her that as soon as I was old enough, I would leave and never come back because of how they treated me. Wow. Even a crackhead could see that, huh? What does that tell? That's how ignorant your mother is. That she will use a statement trying to hurt you that she doesn't even realize it makes herself look bad. Even a crackhead can see how bad of a fucking mother you are. Congratulations. Congratulations. She should have listened to that crackhead. For once he was right, working on 24 years of marriage, and the ones who placed their bets are all divorced, including her. With the scapegoat gone, your videos were right. They turned on each other. Golden Child twin and Golden Child baby sister got into an altercation while mom was at work. Twin picked up a mug and cracked it across baby sister's face, leaving her a bloody mess. Cycle. She picked up her things and vanished before mom got home so she would never have to face her wrath. Nothing was ever said or done about that, but she tells everyone we had an amazing childhood. Eye roll. I feel like all my siblings are narcs, but there is something really strange about my Golden Child twin sister. She displays behaviors of a sociopath. Personally, I think they're all sociopaths, to be honest with you. This shocked me because I was told how crazy I was. This all my life. My surrogate mom's sister even told me after she found out I was married that she thought I would live with my mom forever. They wanted you to live with her forever. As I said, "Girl, what the hell have you been smoking? Did you and I have two different childhoods? Did you live in a different house?" Ollie, never in a million years did I think for once that my entire family could be narcissists, but Cluster B seems to be contagious for all of them. Why am I so different? Why do their behaviors disturb my soul? It makes me sick. It's so bad, I even told my surrogate mom sister that I couldn't stand for my mom to hug me. She gives me the absolute creeps. Like my skin literally begins crawling. Doesn't every child want to hug their mom? No. I didn't want my mother touching me ever. Goose, skin crawl, the heebie-jeebies, whatever you want to call it, that's what I would get. She'd always say that she was a motherless child and that we would never understand because we had her. Ollie, I was a motherless child too because she never loved me. And even though she is still breathing, that somehow makes it all worse. Anonymous. That's really the thing I came to realize after my mother died is like, even though she was around, I was a motherless child the whole time. And I think what you're looking at is what you experienced is what I talk about as societal narcissism. It was a weapon used, and the black community was one of the weapons used in order to implement societal narcissism. It was driving the black father out of the home, empowering the single black mother, and empowering her behavior. And this is the end result of it. These girls you're fighting, your sisters, the people in the streets, I promise you, they have identical stories to you. The reason they're fighting, the reason why there's so many, because there's so many of it, and there's so many fights in the street, and because you've all been raised by the same woman. All of you. Why are you different? Because you understood what love, you actually had real love. They didn't. We're the lucky ones. We're the ones who can see past it. Unfortunately, being quote-unquote lucky means we have to endure decades of abuse. But as their lives fall apart, ours get better. Their lives get worse when we leave. Our lives get better. That's the difference. They tear each other apart. We heal. Why? Because we're better people than them. And I think it's just as simple as that. So, I hope that helps. Thank you for another contribution and story. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, a narcissist you'd like to expose, you'd like to set up Skype, a phone call, have a private video made, or a Facebook live chat, or you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it supported, growing, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you guys. Without you, all of this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been The Narcissistic Resistance. Take